Gareth, you've tinkered with the squad for the final 2 rounds. Talk us through those changes.
Yeah, just a few changes coming in. Aled Jenkins obviously returns, being injured in the last block, and Aled's progressed well with us through the year, so it's he's a good addition to come back in. He's an excellent member of the squad, and it's exciting to have him back. Lewis Jones makes his debut at 9 there, and he's been exciting. He's been full of energy around the camp, and it's his second involvement with us in the build-up, so it's good to introduce him to tournament play. And Christian Phillips returns after a long period out, but we know the threat that he could be on a sevens pitch, so exciting to involve him again.
Now looking ahead to Glasgow, you've got Scotland, Fiji and Portugal, another tough group.
Yeah, I think I keep saying on every interview, there's no easy group out there. On the World Series, there's no easy, whatever combination of teams you get.
Because even Portugal this year, they've been causing a few shocks here and there, haven't they?
They are a handful, and they're an experienced group. You look amongst their playing group, and you've got a combination of over 200 tournaments amongst them. So there's a lot of experience there which they can pull on. Scotland are our bogey side this year, simple as that. We haven't performed well against them at all, and that's a challenge I put on the boys. That's a personal challenge to them, because we've been unacceptable against them, in all honesty. And they've done exceptionally well this year, and the core group, that established core group that they've got, have really kicked on this year. So that'll be a big challenge, but a good hostile environment, and we'll get in there and we look to get stuck into them. Fiji, we've had some battles with Fiji this year, and they're always a pleasure to play against. They're a pleasure to watch, but really? difficult to play against. But it's
pleasure, is that the right word?
It's the top challenge in the game, isn't it? Fiji as a sevens and their tradition, it's superb. So it's an exciting prospect.
Now you mentioned Portugal, who have a lot of caps. The one thing that jumps out of you with the Welsh camp is, tournaments-wise, you're very inexperienced, aren't you? So how do you overcome that when you're playing teams like New Zealand and England, who've got 200-300 caps?
Yeah, you try into within camp and within tournament, you try and accelerate a lot of learning in these players. There's some players that we know in 2-3 years' time they'll be top regional players, good regional players. So we're trying to accelerate their learning, and they get the grasp of a sevens game, but then there's the actual coming down after a game, the rest period, and getting back up to go again, and tournament conditioning then is different again, and that's something we're trying to get players through as much as possible, to allow that that learning to accelerate.
One young man who's probably going through that now is Angus O'Brien. You gave him his chance the last 2 rounds. How well do you think he did, and what are your hopes for him in the future?
Yeah, we're really pleased with Angus. Angus has been someone we've been keen to get involved all year. With the early part of the season with the Dragons, he did superbly, and you can see the quality in him, and that showed in Tokyo and Hong Kong, and not just what he could do on the pitch, but himself as a character as well within the group. A young guy, but he came in and he's very mature, and he was a leader in the group, to be fair to him. So it's good to have him back involved for this set of tournaments, and we're excited to see what he can do after the learning he's done on the first block of tournaments.
You're currently, 12th position?
Yeah, 12th.
No doubt you'll be looking to finish off in the next 2 tournaments to get inside that top 10.
Yeah, we are. We've lost. We missed opportunities there. We didn't grasp them when we made quarterfinals. You look at Canada; they made a quarterfinal in Tokyo, and then they went on to the semi-final, and that has a massive impact on your points. We've let ourselves down in, like I mentioned earlier, Game 5, Game 6 in bowls and shields this year, which is disappointing and unacceptable, and those have cost us points as well. But hopefully we can really focus in on those key lessons, all the processes that go to taking us so close to England, taking us so close to Fiji in the past, taking us so close to Australia, the top 5 nations, but actually completing those results. And we'll just look at those processes and see where we end up with regards to the points then at the end of it.